all my niggas, screaming free all my brothers. We ain't never choosing sides, we gon' slide for each other.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Allison. On this episode of The Voice, we are interviewing a young lady by the name of Anika, talking about her dad and his experience and her experience of being incarcerated. Anika, so how old are you?
27.
Well, no, I'm not. I'll be 27 in 2 weeks, girl. Who do you know that is incarcerated right now?
My father,
How long has your father been incarcerated for?
almost 21 years.
So when you were 6?
When I was getting
Or
ready to
turning 7. Wow, so that's been a long time. So, how does that feel, your dad basically being in jail, incarcerated all your life, basically?
I mean, he was there mentally, mental support, so just not physically. I mean, that's bad. I'm not saying like that's just good. He was
Right.
there physically, but, I mean, he been there mentally, like, through a lot.
So at that age, you're like just now going into like what, first grade. It's not really much that you can understand at that age. How did you feel like when it happened? Like, were you there, or was it just like you came home from school, or your mom just sat you down and had this conversation with you? Like, how did that make you feel? How did it happen, and how did that make you feel once you understood what was going on?
Well, I honestly don't remember, to be honest, like how everything happened, because I mean, my mom and my dad wasn't together no more.
Okay.
My mom had a boyfriend. I knew my mom's boyfriend. He was around for like a while. My dad was actually living in Westfield at the time. So like the last thing I remember my dad doing, even like really doing for me while he was out here, is he just took us shopping one time with us with bikes. We was living in the county, we was living in Willow Grove.
Okay.
So, like, that's it. Next thing I know, he just in jail. Like my mom said, he in jail.
So she just said it like that. She just was like,
your dad in jail. You ain't gonna be able to see him unless you know how to take you or your aunt or something like that. So I wasn't.
And your aunt, which is his
sister, yeah,
okay.
She passed away.
Okay, sorry to hear that. So at the time, you knew what was going on, but you didn't really know what was going on. How was it going up there visiting your dad? Like, did you have to wait a certain amount of years? Did you like get to talk to him when he first went in? Did he call you a lot, or did you have to wait a long time?
I didn't really talk on the phone to my dad that much when I was younger. Mm-hmm. My mom took me to see my dad one time.
How old were you?
He was still on stable, so he still was like fighting. I was like 7.
Okay.
That's the only time I remember my mom ever taking me up there.
So after that, when was the next time you saw him?
I was in 9th grade, 9th or 10th grade.
Wow, so that was what, like, how old are you now? Like 14?
I probably was like 14.
So it was like basically like 7 years later.
Yeah.
So in between that time, were you able to talk to him on the phone, or you didn't talk to him at all when you were like younger?
We never really talked on the phone. Like, you know how kids are, because I see it now. So, but I mean, we never really talked on the phone. But he never like stopped writing, never stopped sending me birthday cards, never. Like, he never was not reaching out to me. But my mom, she actually like never pushed it, whereas though made me talk to him or anything like that. But I love my dad. Like, even then, I used to be like, I would live with my dad and shit like that. Like, I was always a daddy's girl. So I mean, that didn't really like. I mean, it bothered me, but it didn't really like.
Cause even though he wasn't there physically,
he was
still like reaching out, sending letters, and
his sister played like, my aunt played like the biggest role in the whole situation. Like, she made sure we talked to him. She made sure we saw him. But like in that time, my mom actually got locked up too. So I didn't have like neither one. I had my grandparents and my aunt. My mom was probably like 6 months, something like that. So it was a time where both of them was going together.
So did you visit your mom
No,
while she was up there?
I didn't even know she was in jail. My grandparents was like, my mom was still young, you know, she was good. They like, she went back to school or some dumb shit. Something like that. But yeah, I wasn't seeing her like that either.
So during the time when you said you went to go visit your dad when you were like in the 9th grade, how was the visitation experience for you?
Actually, we got up there. We went to Albion. We got up there and it was good, you know, to see him. But it was something like it wasn't his weekend or something. You know, usually when you go up there, you get these 8-hour visits.
Okay.
We got like an hour. They was like, it's not his weekend. And I was like just crying and shit. Like,
right.
Not even like that, but I was crying. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
Like all these years and I can see you for
How long was the drive? Like, was it like a really
8.5 hours.
And y'all only got to see him for 1 hour?
For 1 hour.
Damn, that's crazy. So after leaving, knowing that it was only an hour, so you drove 8 hours to go see your dad, and then you were only able to talk to him for an hour. How did you feel leaving?
I mean, I was crying. It was just like, I see you in this long. You know, I see you for this short amount of time. I'm a girl, like, I don't really cry that much. Like, something gotta really bother me for me to cry. So it's like, I was like real emotional, like,
So was it only you and your aunt going up there?
No, my brother, my older brother, but he wasn't how I was. You know, he a boy, so,
right.
And
so,
it was my 2 younger cousins, so we all went up there together.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
right.
nothing.
So during the time that your dad was in there, what steps did you take to, like, you know, let him know that, you know, you weren't mad at him, or, you know, to keep that bond between you all?
I didn't take any steps. Because I went through a few things or whatever, and I wrote my dad like a real mean letter. I was in like 9th grade. I think I was in 9th grade. I wrote him like a 4-page long letter. And I mean, I was crying when I was writing this letter, and I just was like, I don't hate you, but I don't really care, like, to really know too much about you, because you know, you just left me, this, that, and the other. And me and my dad didn't speak for, I think, a year and a half after that. And my uncle was his celly at the time, his brother. So he was like, my uncle came home and my uncle wasn't talking to me and shit. And I'm like, well, I don't care. Like, I feel how I feel. But the letter was basically, you know, I don't know nothing about you.
Right.
And only thing I know is what people tell me. That's not fair to me.
Right. So do you feel like you resent him for, because you said he reached out to you a lot, he made sure he was there, but do you feel like you resent him for not, like, really telling his story to you opposed to other people telling it?
I don't know.
So when you wrote that letter, like you said,
it was just me going through whatever I was going through at the time.
Do you blame him for it, like, for not being locked up and not being, like, did you blame him at the time, or was it just like you were just angry with him?
I was blaming him. It was just me blaming him for some shit that he was doing.
Yeah. So how did y'all overcome that? Because you say y'all weren't speaking for a year.
He called my mom.
Okay.
And my mom was like, well, your dad keep writing. He's calling. Talk to your dad. I'm like, you talk to him. Like, I don't want to talk to him. So finally, I started talking to him. I started talking to my dad again. I was in like the 11th grade. And he was like, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, that's all he said. He just was like, I'm sorry. And I'm very stubborn, but so is he. So it was like, and I just was like,
you his kid.
He was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay. And it was just that. Like,
So y'all never talked about it again?
I didn't say nothing about it. He didn't say nothing about it. It was just over.
Okay. So, how did that affect your relationship with your mom? Or do you think it affected your relationship with your mom, even with her being locked up for those 6 months, even though you didn't know at first? I'm sure at the time she told you. Did her being locked up affect your relationship with her, and your dad being locked up affect your relationship with her?
It really didn't affect my relationship with my mom, her being locked up, because it wasn't like, she wasn't really going. Like, when you think about this, with the 6 months, she wasn't going. So it wasn't, I had, like, my grandparents always been there. My aunt's always been there, my uncle, my mom's brother. So it's like, I still had everybody, but it's like, my problem with my mom, with my dad was, it was nothing else you could do to keep him away from a situation. I know that's a man, but you
Right.
as that being your kid's dad, you couldn't.
Right.
Like, what could you do?
So do you feel like you somewhat blamed her for it a little, like not having that relationship with your dad and like him being incarcerated? Do you feel like you blame her just a little bit
No,
having it? No.
because that's a grown man who do what you
True.
want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, how often did you visit your dad? So you said you visited him in ninth grade, and then you said y'all weren't talking for a year. And between that time and during that time, how often were you able to visit him? And did the visitations get longer
I wasn't going to see him
at all? So it was like that one time.
at one time. I didn't start going to see my dad until I turned 18. Because I didn't have to have nobody take me up there. Before, you know, my aunt would have to take me, somebody would have to take me. Once I turned 18, I never stopped going to see my dad, still to this day. I
So
go see
how
my
often
dad.
do you see him?
He was in Albion. My dad did most of his time in Albion. So I was going probably like every other month. Home, first thing I did was go see my dad. I done drove myself up there. Oh, you know, like
Yeah.
I go see my dad. Me and my dad have a very good relationship. And I'll vent to him before I vent to anybody.
That's good. So do you feel like y'all are way more closer, you being older than you were younger, because you have a better understanding of what's going on?
That too.
And you guys are able to like really talk instead of both be stubborn?
That too, but being as though I could go see my dad on my own, that's
Right.
like,
And you don't have to depend on
I don't have to
nobody.
wait on nobody. I don't have to do anything. I could just get up and just say I'm going to see him. But now that he's closer, my dad been closer to home for about a month. I've been to see my dad 4 times. That's only right. That's only
Right.
like, you know, 2 hours away. I've been to see my
Right.
dad 4 times. Like I'm trying to go like every week. I know I can't make up for no time. I know he can't make up for no time. But everything counts. And I wish I would have like, you know, thought about a lot of that before.
Yeah,
Like I
when you were
took a
younger.
lot of
Mhm.
my own frustrations out on him.
Mhm. Right. So when it came to, you know, you guys not speaking, and you said you went through a period of time where you was going through a lot, and you guys weren't talking, did he feel like he was the cause of all those problems? Did that like mess with him when he was in there, do you think?
Still to this day, my dad don't know a lot.
Okay.
He don't know certain things. It's certain things I won't let him know
Right.
or don't want him to find out just for the simple fact that he's going to blame himself. And I don't want him to blame himself for things that went on.
Right. So what advice would you give to kids and family members that's going through this, that has family members incarcerated that, you know, during a long period of time, but or even just a short period of time? What advice would you give them? You know, because a lot of people say it's hard to be there, but it's even hard to be inside. And, you know, that's all people want is really their family and a support system.
Right. I would just like encourage them to go see him. Like not, I mean, you an adult, you could tell your child what to do.
Right.
We're going to go see your dad, or
Right.
we're going to go see your mom. We're going to go do this. I would rather you push it on them more than anything so they can understand on their own. But me having to find my own way, I mean, my aunt helped a lot, but me having to find my own way, like, I just wish my mom would have just been like, no, you going to see your dad, or
Right.
I'm taking you to see your dad, or something like that. But she didn't do that, so I had to learn my own way.
Right. So what would you say to those like parents or, you know, guardians that are taking care of a kid and their parents, whether it's their mom or their dad or both, that's incarcerated, and they're like, oh, I don't think that's a place for a kid at like a young age before they turn 18?
I don't think that's fair. I think they should just do it. Just do it. When if a kid don't want to do it, they're gonna tell you they don't want to.
Right.
So I mean, I took my niece to see my dad for the first time. My dad never seen my niece. She's 7. When I say that, like he was so happy. Like all they want is the visits. All they want is the pictures.
Right.
Everything is moving there. Write your folks.
Right.
Tell them, like, I mean, oh, you don't even gotta write a long letter. People don't understand that.
Right.
I could drop my dad 3 lines. Hey, Dad, I love you. Blah 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 blah. That's it. And
Right.
he will write me back the whole damn story.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, you made my day. I'm
Right.
happy. I was going through this today. Blah blah. Me seeing your name made me happy.
Right.
Like, y'all don't understand. I mean, I ain't like I ever did no time or nothing like that. Yeah, I've been locked up. I did some dumb shit or something like that. But y'all don't understand how it is to really be in there.
Right.
Y'all not in there. Y'all on the outside looking in.
Right.
That shit is hard. And I don't talk to my dad that much on the phone now. But it's still, like, it's hard. He used to talking to me all day, calling me all day. You know, when you go to a new jail, I don't care how much time you put in. You got to put that time in there to get that seniority. Like the boy said on the first interview, my dad don't have no seniority there yet. So guess what? He's calling once, maybe twice a day, because they like, well, he's still on the phone. You can't be on the phone. You can't be on people's time. And his other one, he could call me all day, sit on the phone. They're like 18 years over there.
Right.
Do what he wants. But it's hard, and I don't think people really like understand what's really going on in there.
Right. Well, thank you for coming and, you know, reaching out and just sharing your experience with us. I'm praying for you and your dad. I'm happy that you guys were able to, like, you know, have that relationship again and come back as one and, you know, tell your dad we said hi.
I will.
And we look forward to interviewing him when he come home, because he'll be home soon.
Yeah,
so
we working.
yes,
we working.
Listen, we look forward to interviewing him. So thank you.
Thank you.
When niggas fishing for a life, catch a body for the summer. Hold it down on my niggas, screaming free all my brothers. We ain't never choosing sides, we gon' slide for each other.